Hi guys, this is Cindy again with EZC Productions, and today's January 26, 2018. So as promised, I'm out here. It's cold, mostly sunny weather, but here's the Rattlesnake Ridge behind me. The good thing is the sun is out and I'll be able to get better images for my geologist. Alright, so the next few days we're still going to get some rain and winter mix. And again, that's really important to know because of the rattlesnake of what we're facing back here. Alright, so for today's clip, I'm going to add a little clip after this short video showing more on I-82. I'm going to focus on that because I live here and also just to give people an idea. Now we're looking at I-82 because it is right below the ridge. So below the ridge you have Thorpe Road, and then you have the freeway, I-82. Okay, and I'm going to add some clips because we're using another camera where we can probably catch I-82 over there. Alright, so what I do want to mention about I-82 is I'm going to include an image and sort of explain what exits would be affected if there would be blockage, okay? But according to the Department of Transportation, it's unlikely, but they do want to have plans just in case. They did mention that the rocks have been falling into the quarry and they believe it's going to stay in the south, and that's pretty much what we're looking at as well. So I'm just recording and showing all this info for you guys, and I'm going to send some to my geologist. Alright, please stay tuned because I'm going to have my geologist give another little clip, an explanation, and answering questions. Alright, so this is Cindy with EZC Productions, and have a good day, y'all.
Okay, so here's an image of the map that I've been talking about. I went ahead and highlighted the affected areas if I-82 were to be blocked and closed, and that would be from Yakima down to Granger. So you're looking at exit 38 down to exit 58. All right, so stay tuned if you want to watch a clip from my geologist explaining forces on slopes.
Good day, everyone. Thanks again for stopping by. Wanted to take some time here to maybe review or just maybe simplify our last discussion on the forces around the slope at Rattlesnake Ridge, and using kind of a road cut example, which happens quite often. Use that as an example. We didn't maybe allude to the center of mass as much, and the reason for that is because when these things are evaluated, that weight or that center of mass has to be the normal forces and the downslope forces in this example, but the shear stresses in this example and the normal stresses have to be taken separately in order to determine forms of remediation, that kind of thing, how to handle it. Obviously, it would appear we're beyond that in this case, but nevertheless, I just wanted to explain that aspect of it. Now, as with most slides, and certainly this slide, you know, we have a downslope and a potential, possibly a slip plane of some sort. What that is, we're not sure, but because it's moving, yes, we do have some sort of slip plane, and we've gone to great lengths to discuss what that might be, what soil layers might be. But anyway, I think the important thing to take out of the slip plane is it represents area, and that'll be alluded to a little in a few minutes, but I just wanted to, because it goes into and out of the rock mass. As we, just for review, as we said before, the resisting force is the friction along the potential slip plane. The friction going towards the upper left corner, and the down driving force, or the shear stress in this case, towards the right hand corner. For a second, let's look at the potential road cut here in the darker area, the mass that would be removed. There's, in thinking about it, there's one vein of thought that would think, okay, we're we're cutting out mass here, so therefore we're reducing the weight of what's sliding. That's true. But would it make the landslide that much less likely to happen? Probably not. Why? I think one of the perhaps the biggest reason is that we are removing for the price of this little weight, we are, and again going back to the area, we're removing this much area of the slide plane, i.e. friction. We're lessening the friction. So I think that's, in the nutshell version, that is a good way to think of, just it just drives, I think, the example home of what we're in another way. If the plane area, this slip plane area is reduced, total friction is reduced, and the question that has to be answered is the weight reduced enough to compensate for the reduction in total friction? It seems like you'd have to cut this particular slope back a little bit more to do that. So, again, I want to just simplify this very quickly, but it does. I think this exercise, for one reason, brings up an interesting question. And before we start giving out prizes here for questions, I will leave it to the audience, and I'm sure I'll be able to hear you scream this out. I better be able to hear you scream this out. If I were going to make a road cut, let's assume this slope is like that. If I were going to make a road cut in this particular mass, where would I put it? Oh, I hear you out there. Yes, you do it up here without penetrating the potential slip plane. Take that material down to the bottom of the slope, reinforce that a little bit. Make sense? I heard you. Anyway, this is probably a good place to stop, but again, I just wanted to give a simple example of what we're dealing with here. Areas and weights, and I hope that it helps the understanding a little bit, but I'm sure we'll be diving into this a little bit more. Just to, I guess, to review a little bit more on the resisting forces, we'll bring up this drawing again because I think we all really like it. Just for review, I think obviously see some resisting forces around here, southwest corner. You can see kind of the twisting, turning, kind of motion compression a little bit. But I think we're seeing somewhat of a definitive slide plane here because the mass seems to be, as a whole, moving against this. We see some evidence of a toe being formed right here. Down along here, we see the movement right here. But anyway, just wanted to, again, just offer some review in this stuff, and hopefully you got a better understanding of this. But anyway, we want to stop you again. Thank you again for stopping by, and we will see you all again real soon. Thank you.